Privyet, this is Cheryl. I decided to do a quick video today on a classic American salad, kind of a layered salad. I guess it would take the place of shuba since most Americans don't really enjoy fishy fish in the bottom of a salad. It's a little bit old school, so probably more so in the 70s, 80s, even the 60s. I suppose they ate more of it. My mom didn't make it very often because it has mayonnaise in it and she was kind of health conscious. So the idea of the salad for us is lettuce and then different layers of vegetables, and then we do kind of a mayonnaise sour cream mixture, and then we chill it in the refrigerator. So I'm just going to show you how I make it. So this is the lettuce, and you just want to find, if you have a pretty glass bowl, it always looks nice. So I chopped up about maybe a quarter of a head of lettuce. My children probably won't eat this, so there's the lettuce. And I used iceberg. It comes in a head for us, and we just rinse it and chop it. And then I'm going to do a small layer of baby spinach. Let's see if I can sneak something healthy in here. Not much. And then on top of that, also before I put the spinach, I really should have added a little salt and pepper. It tends to season the lettuce a little bit, which makes it taste better. So we'll sneak that in there. Do again a little bit more. Just salt and pepper. Now after that, we want to do the hard-boiled eggs. So I have probably 4 or 5 hard-boiled eggs chopped up. Just sprinkle those evenly across the top here. Just spread them nicely. Now you can push everything over more to the edge if you'd like your layers to be seen on the edge, like if you're taking this to a party. We would take this to something called a potluck in America or a luncheon. So there's your hard-boiled egg. Then we're going to go ahead and add some bacon. This bacon, crispy bacon that I've chopped and fried. Bacon and eggs, of course, taste very good together. And sprinkle that nicely. And again, if you want to see your layers, move them over to the edge and leave the center a little less. I'd have more bacon, but my children ate it all while I was on a walk. Okay, and now that we have that, we are going to do the tomatoes. And actually, I've decided to do some peppers, so I'm going to do those next. You don't have to use these, and to be perfectly honest, this salad is really about what your family likes. I think one of the main things that goes in this salad is lettuce and peas. I think that's enough. So some of that. And I am going to do just a little bit more pepper and salt. Then I'm going to do some onions. It calls for green onions. I happen to be out. So green onions are the preferred onion. I'm just going to do some red, purple onion here, whatever you want to call it. Not too much, but enough. And again, you want to make this early in the day or the night before, depending on when you're serving it, just so that it has a chance to get all the flavors through. Next is tomatoes. And again, I just chopped up some whole fresh tomatoes. The more in season the tomatoes are, the better this salad is. And if you want the juice and not to be too juicy, you actually can de-seed your tomatoes. I am way too lazy for that. So we're just going to do them here. And a little more pepper. As you can see, I like things highly seasoned. Okay, then we're actually going to do the cheese next, which I actually need to get out of the refrigerator. Only item I forgot. I actually prefer cheese that I've hand grated myself as opposed to the bagged cheese. I think it's just better, but save time. And they call for about a cup. Just eyeball whatever you think you would like. I'm going to do a little extra because we like cheese. And again, if you want it to look really pretty, just go over to the edges first and then work your way towards the center. And last but not least, for the main ingredients here is your peas. Now these are frozen, thawed peas. You do not want to use canned. They just would not taste good. If you dislike peas, you certainly do not have to use them. I think I had a little too much lettuce, so we're going to push this down. And this salad, very strangely, may seem odd, but it tastes so good when it's all together. I remember as a kid when I was served at a potluck and I thought, ugh, that really looks terrible. It was pretty, but it's actually very good. Okay, now last but not least, more pepper, is we're gonna make the dressing, and I'm just gonna use this bowl. So all we wanna do, theirs is half a cup of mayonnaise, half a cup of sour cream. I'm probably gonna do a little extra just because I like more than that. So we use real mayonnaise, not salad dressing, although we are going to add a little bit of sugar. So if you really wanted to use Miracle Whip, I think that you could. You just wouldn't add the sugar. And I'm fairly famous for eyeballing it. I think that's good. And then this actually calls for some fresh dill, which we still have outside, although I think the frost has gotten to it a tiny bit. And we need a tablespoon of sugar, which, Sergey, if you'll grab me some sugar, I didn't get that. Just mix this up. And to be honest, you probably want to get the ingredients and let these come to room temperature in the dressing so that it's a little bit pourable. I'm actually going to add a little bit of half and half just so I can pour it easily. You can use heavy cream, or just if your stuff was room temperature, it'll probably be thinner. Even milk works. Just a tablespoon of sugar will do. A tiny bit more because I did more than called for. That's pretty much it. And again, whatever your family really likes, you can omit the egg, you can omit the peas, you could add cucumber. Okay, now we're just going to spread this on top. Some people put the salad dressing, then they do the cheese and bacon. I personally want this to seep into everything. So this is my version of shuba. We do have potato salads here that have eggs and things in them, and they're very good, but they're never layered. This is probably one of the only layered salads that I can remember. Then you just want to cover it with plastic, but I would spray the plastic so that this dressing doesn't stick to it, and put it in the refrigerator for at least 4 hours, possibly overnight. And then some people just dig down, other people toss it right before your event. And that is 7-layer salad. Enjoy.